Hello everybody! Welcome to Agashe Review, where I review movies, dramas that you don't want to waste your time watching. I'll give you a synopsis, shorts review, along with my thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Now let's go into the review. Hello everybody, Agashe here today. So today I'm going to do a Korean drama review, and this drama is called The Red Sleeve, and it features Junho in there. And like I previously said in one of my review, which had Taekil in there, that I was actually going to watch Junho's drama too. Not to compare both the guys, but both dramas are really different from each other, even they play in the same time period and everything. It's just very interesting, you know. So I got all like caught up in it, and I was just like so excited for it. So I actually watched this one as well, and I got really stuck into it, and I had to like watch a lot of other parts and do research and everything to kind of understand some of the things, because the first two episodes wasn't so clear. So I skipped a little bit into episode 3 and 4. I didn't fully watch the episodes, but just enough to understand. So today I'm gonna go over the cast synopsis and the first 2 episodes with you guys. So this drama has a total of 16 episodes. It airs on Friday and Saturday. And as for our cast, we have Lee Junho playing Isang, or Kim Jong-ju, and Lee Se-yoon playing Suk Duk-im, or she later becomes royal noble consort Bin Suk. And then we have Kang Ho as Hong Dok-ro, and then Lee Dok-hwa as Kim Yong-ju, and Jang Hee-jin as Queen Jong-sang, Kim Man-kun as Consort Hong, or Isang's mother, Oh Dae-hwan as Kang Tae-ho, Isang's bodyguard, and Park Ji-young as head court lady Jo. And then Jang Hae-jin as court lady So, Tok-im's teacher. And there's tons of other people, like literally tons of people. Like there's like Tok-im's friend. She has like a bunch of friends in there, like the girls that she are friends with as court ladies. And there's also like tons of other girls that are court ladies, side characters. Like there's like his aunts, his sisters, and all these things like that. So tons of people. So as for our synopsis, the set time is in the 1700s, where Isang is an aloof and perfect loving young prince. His father's killing haunted him, although it leaves him in the position to take the throne once his grandfather passes away. But his grandfather is a cruel and ruthless king who is responsible for Isang's father's death. Isang has learned to become a great king and a lot of other things, to rule with laws that is set in stone. But when he eventually takes over the throne, but because of his father's death, it traumatized him emotionally. And then he ends up meeting a young court lady named Suk Dong-im. He falls in love with her and tries to convince her to become his royal consort, or official concubine. But she is a strong-willed and free-spirited woman, and she doesn't believe, like, she has a lot of intelligence, and she doesn't want to become a royal consort, concubine for their future king. And then because it will restrict her from her freedom. But eventually she realizes that Isang's love for her is true, and the two of them start to form a union and be together and start to pretty much do well through all these troubled times they have. So recap on the first 2 episodes. The drama starts us off with young Suk Dong-im reading a story to the young court girls. As she stops, it's time to go back to work. But before all the young court girls leave, they always give her a little bit token or like money for listening to her stories, because she's really intelligent, she's good at reading, and a lot of them don't know how to read, or they only know certain things, but Tok-im is really good at it. And she dreams of saving 100 yangs, or 100 coins. Is because she wants to be able to meet her brother, or give it to him when she actually does meet him. Eventually they get in trouble for secretly reading while they should be working, and so are practicing to become court ladies for the future and everything like that. Dong-ik's punishment was she was sent by the head court lady Jo to the palace since the royal consort passed away. So before all this, we get to see young crown prince Isang, who was getting graded for his assignments and studies, and he fails one of them, which he fully accepts. He is devastated when he hears the news that his actual grandmother passes away, but he is forbidden by the king to go visit his grandmother. Therefore, he says that he will stay up all night to study and will not leave his study room, but he sneaks out late at night to bid farewell to his grandmother. So this grandmother, which is the royal consort, is the biological mother to Isang's mother, so who his father was previously the crown prince, but after the death of his father, Isang is now next in line to take the throne, but he's traumatized from his father's past, his father's death, and he's just living the life his grandfather set for him, and his grandfather, who is the current king right now, who pretty much Isang just wants to be loved by him. On the way to bid farewell to his grandmother, he runs into Dok-im. The two of them made it to meet the grandmother before on her deathbed, and before he was able to do anything or escape in time, the king arrived. Therefore, he has to make it safely back to his study room. Dok-im helped him escape where no one saw him. So during this short time, him and Dok-im developed a good relationship, and she pretty much marked a score in his heart. And many people in the palace has always wanted to remove or dethrone like Isang, and they've always tried to put him in the bad side of the king. When Dok-im learns that she is trained to become the court lady maid for the crown prince, if her master dies or leaves the palace, she will no longer have a job. Therefore, she's like, oh no, I have to save him. There's a forbidden book that the king doesn't allow in the palace. Well, Isang has this book and is secretly reading it, and it's hidden in his library. When learning this, Dok-im sneaks into the library to get the book before anybody finds it, but she cannot escape because tons of guards and everybody is looking for the book in the library. She rips the book apart, partial of it, and tosses it out. And during that time, Ho-dok-rim, who is Isang's teacher friend on the side, he's about to pick up the book, but one of the eunuchs picks it up. They bring it to the king where they're about to punish Isang, but when the king looked at the book, it was torn. He realized that his grandson hated certain things of the book and forgives him. So basically, Dok-im saved him from being punished, and he's still the favorite in his grandfather's eyes. And then Dok-rum, who he lies that it was him who ripped the book to save Isang, and Isang goes and thank him for becoming this great friend of his that helped save him. So as time goes on, Isang is wondering what happened to Dok-im and constantly searching for her among the young court ladies, but he can't find her. He never got a chance to ask for her name, and basically she never knew that he was the crown prince. She just saw him as the little boy and everything like that. So eventually he gives up and move on with his life. Dok-im, then time passes on. Dok-im is grown up and she's a beautiful court maid lady now, and she still keeps her promise to try to gain that 100 coins to fulfill whatever dream she's trying to get. And at the same time, she kept a piece of the torn book that she ripped out, pretty much showing to us that proving that in the future she will reveal to Isang that she is the one who saved him, and she's the little girl from back then, that he met. And so she still does, she's the maid that she does book storytelling, and she transcribes books for the princesses and clean out the crown princess library. So she doesn't do the other duties the other maid where they clean, cook, sew, and stuff like that. She does those things, but those are her main focus she does. So on her way to another storytelling of her, she trips and runs into the crown prince. They both fall into a pond. She learned that she pushed the crown prince into the pond, and now she asked for forgiveness, and he told her to write a letter of apology. 3 days later, she will meet the crown prince to give the letter of apology to him. During that time, she continues to do her duty, and she cleans the library and transcribe books, stuff like that. And one day, a young lord walks in, and he doesn't take off his shoes, and he dirties his seat. She gets upset at him, and she kicks him out of the library after they exchange a few words, and she threw salt on him as a curse, bad, evil thing, go away, And so she doesn't know that he's the crown prince, you know. And then when the 3 days are up and she brings the letter of apology to the crown prince, Isang sees that it's her. Isang was the guy that she threw salt at. He asked to drop down the curtain in front of him so that he can read her letter, and he starts to torture, pretty much punish her just because of what she did to him, and not recognizing that he's the crown prince, you know. Her letter becomes very unacceptable to him, and he continues to return it, and she has to keep writing it until he accepts her apology. However, in the meantime, she meets him again in the library, and they start to talk how she can get her letter accepted by the crown prince, and he starts to continue to play and troll her and everything to get back at her for what she did to him, basically. And during this time of being together, he starts to become drawn to her, and at the same time, you know, drawn to her, he's trying to catch a tiger that has been attacking people in the village and also into the kingdom. And in doing so, he asks for Dokim's help, and she helps him find a map in the library for like hunting. And one day, or when it was the day for the court ladies and maids to celebrate their time off, the tiger approaches the court lady's place, and Isang asks for her help, and she has to get them all out safely. Well, she does do that, but the thing is, Isang was doing this without the king's permission, and then therefore it led to the crown prince committing royal hunting without permission from the king, so he was about to get tortured, you know. So that ends it for us for episode 2, but he does get tortured, and not tortured but punished, and like a lot of people, they want to like dethrone him, you know. And basically he does kill the tiger, and they're like, if this young crown prince can bring his army to kill a tiger, it means he's capable of killing a dragon. Hint, hint, he's capable of getting his grandpa off the throne. But you know, his grandpa was just like, you know, teaching all these things to Isang, pretty much to see if Isang is like him, you know. And with help, when Dokim realized that he is the crown prince, and she helps him and stuff like that, she does help him to become a better look in the king's eyes, where the king's like, oh, this is my grandson, he is identical to me, he is everything like me, you know. So it does get the grandpa to forgive him and put more like trust into that Isang will become, not Isang will become a great king once he dies, you know. And he's like, I'm willing to give up the throne for my grandson, he's the perfect mirror image of me. But basically, we know that Isang is pretty much, he's doing this to get loved and everything, but he's still really traumatized. And like one of the part where I actually skipped to, where Dokim does tell him that to become a great king, because like he tells her that like how can he yells at her when he's all like, you're just a court lady, you should know who I am. And she's all like, here's the thing, you know, regardless, you shouldn't rate your people by rankings, and you should like apologize to them. You should see your people as regular people like you, and you shouldn't judge, or you shouldn't rank them just because you're the king and stuff like that. So in a way, she is kind of like the key to him to making the kingdom better, and eventually he really does love her. But seeing that it would be torture to be living with him in the palace, he does give her the freedom to not be his royal consort, his concubine, but you know, she loves him, and to be with him, he will protect her, and they will be together, and they will rule things together, and because they work really well together. And so that's my thought of how it's been progressing and everything. And so I really do look forward to what's gonna happen, because like his life is just so sad of how his grandpa treats him, and now like everybody's like keeping their eye on him because everybody wants to dethrone him. So it's just really sad for him to be living in this state, you know. And for her, she's not seeing it, but she's helping him, and you know. And then like his teacher friend, whatever, I feel like Dokrum is like Dokim's brother, you know, they have similar names, so I feel like they're siblings because they got split young ago, you know. And so only Isang's mom know about it because she's the one who saved them, and because their dad was a traitor, he got killed, and then they brought Dokim as a young court lady, while the brother, who knows what happened to him. But I have a feeling they're siblings, you know. And I feel like because Isang's mom asked her to become a spy for the mom, you know, to keep an eye on Isang. I have a feeling that that's what the brother's doing, becoming a teacher, also at the same time a spy to him on what he's doing too, you know. So that's a lot of things going on, but it has a lot of things, the first 2 episodes doesn't really give you a lot of much, but if you really do watch into it, like go into it, it actually gives you a little bit more. So it's actually really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to how it's gonna turn out, especially like, you know, Juno's face just so sad. It just makes you like, oh my god, like I feel so bad for him, you know. But you know, like I'm not really a big fan of like melodramatic dramas and all stuff like that, but I really do look forward to see how this drama is gonna turn out. I'm really interested in how they're gonna do the little twist and turn with the main cast, so, and how Juno's gonna dethrone his grandpa or get rid of him and not be like his grandpa. But I've been blabbing around for so long for this drama, but do check it out if you guys have not. This drama is called The Red Sleeve, and that's it for today's review, and I will see you guys next time.